Hello, welcome to Kate's Egg. I'm here with the founder, farmer, and chief of Sprout City Farms, which is just incredible, and we actually met at the National Farmers Union Convention, which is amazing and such a wonderful experience. Could you share with me a little bit more about your farm? And I'll actually be touring it today.
Yes, I'm so glad you can make it out there. When we got started, Sprout City Farms in general got started in 2009, 2010, and we just had this vision that there's so much underutilized land in urban centers, in Denver especially. What can we do with that? Let's really, there's a lot of communities in cities that need more access to green space and nature and places to connect with each other and their neighbors. Let's use farms as a platform for not only food security and food sovereignty, but social cohesion and ways for people to connect with each other. And so the first project that we identified and built out a partnership for was the Denver Green School Community Farm, where you'll be going.
Your experience been at the National Convention being an urban farmer?
We feel like our role is really as an ambassador for all of agriculture.
And that's fantastic.
So we want to be educated about all of the other awesome things that are going on and also the challenges so that we can communicate to all the consumers that we interact with on a regular basis. This is what we need you to stand up for.
Yes.
These are the problems. Here's the solutions. Let's be all in this together.
And that is so important. I just want to thank you for the work you're doing with Farm to Table. It's truly incredible.
Thank you.
Now I'm here at Sprout City Farms with Stefan, which is just incredible. Thank you so much. And we're going to be taking a tour. And what's incredible about this is it's part of the school.
Yep, absolutely. So my name is Stefan, and I'm the program manager for Sprout City Farms. And we had a farm here at this school for the last about 10, 12 years. About 12 years ago is when we started getting started in farming in the Denver area. We've since built 3 other farms, so we actually have built 4 farms over the time. But this right here, this Denver Green School, this is kind of our bread and butter. This is our first farm. And yeah, the connection with the school is incredible. So we're gonna take a tour through the farm today, kind of give you an idea of what an urban farm might look like. And then we'll also kind of talk about some of the educational stuff we do as well. So, and then any questions you have.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm very interested and fascinated by urban farms because farming in Montana is very much large scale, and my family has a wheat farm, so it's very different.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Yeah, very different. Yeah, we only have an acre. I don't know how many acres you have, probably.
Thousands in Montana to earn a living.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, so we'll kind of show that different aspect of things. So if you want, we can start walking this way kind of toward, actually, we'll go through this gate right here and we'll get into the farm.
That would be great. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. We're always kind of trying to utilize new spaces, so it keeps growing a little bit. The space is a little bit bigger than an acre. We can plant a little bit more, but within an acre, we're able to supply food to about 70 households every year, or every season. We also supply food to the farm. It's a school cafeteria program. We donate to the food pantry. And then we also set up farm stands kind of around the community to really try to get our food out there as much as possible.
That's fantastic. And the students are also able to come and help farm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we're actually currently working on a USDA grant, farm to school grant, to revamp all of our curriculum that we work with the school. That way, we really know that each grade is going to be really purposefully coming to the farm. And one of the cool things about our farm, you can see right over this kind of fence here, is actually a community garden and a school garden. So oftentimes the students will come out here from the school, they'll learn how to plant potatoes, they'll learn how to, harvest peppers, and then they get to go down to their garden plot, their school plot, and actually get to do that.
And implement those techniques and all of the amazing things they've learned.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's really, I've only been here at Sprout City Farms for about a year, and I've just fallen in love with everything that we do here. So as we're walking, trying to get more to the fields, and we've been practicing, we try to practice no-till or low-till as much as we can. The first year in 2010 when we were building the farm, we tilled all of this. This was a huge plot of grass, turf, really kind of underutilized spaces. And that's really what Sprout City Farms is about, is taking advantage of underutilized spaces, connecting with larger organizations like Denver Public Schools, City of Lakewood, other organizations that have these underutilized pieces of land, and really figuring out exactly how to make it better, how to fit within the community with what the community wants, and to root farming in the community, which is pretty cool.
That's really great.
Yeah, so we practice no-till. As you can see, obviously it's winter, so we don't have a lot of things growing right now, but we do have everything covered. We have coffee chaff covering some, we have straw covering others, and really we're just trying to make sure that we're keeping our soil really, really healthy. Because again, before we were here, this was a bunch of turf and not the healthiest of soil. So.
Yes, and soil is the foundation of everything.
Absolutely, yeah. So if you take a look behind us, this is kind of our main space here. It's the off season, so we do have some things in a little bit of array, but the cool thing is this big open space you can kind of see right in between those sheds.
Yes.
In just a few months, we got a grant recently to turn that into an outdoor kitchen space. So we'll be able to not only help kids learn how to farm and where their food comes from, but we'll also be able to help the students of the school and other members of the community learn how to prepare food and learn how to, really make the kinds of meals that we're growing the food of, which is really important. We grow things like kohlrabi, all kinds of interesting, really delicious and healthy vegetables, but
very cool.
Oftentimes people don't know what to do with them. So we're going to help show people what to do. And actually, hey, maybe you'd want to come back out and do a cooking talk with us sometime.
Yes, I would love to.
Yeah, we'll keep you in mind for when that gets up and running. But yeah, so we really do try to do everything here on the farm. The only thing we can't do is keep seedlings. It looks kind of like a greenhouse, but we don't have enough space in there to grow all of our seedlings. So we do also partner with other organizations in the area. We're actually working right now with a technical college that has greenhouse space, has a horticulture program, and they're actually going to be the ones to help us get all of our seeds going for the year, which is cool because that's both an educational experience for them. They get to work for an actual production farm getting seeds going, and then we get a lot of help from them as well.
That's amazing how the community can support each other.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's actually kind of perfectly leads into the other part of what this farm is about kind of uplifting the community economically. So one of the biggest things about being a nonprofit farm is we're always trying to ensure community wealth building. We really want to help the folks in our communities, whether it's this community that surrounds Denver Green School, some of our other farms. We have a farm in Longmont. We also have a farm in Lakewood, Colorado. And really we're trying to really engage the communities directly surrounding that area and just help uplift in any way that we can. So when we move our farm stands, actually you can kind of see, if we walk over here a little bit, I didn't pull it out because it has some things on top of it, but in the back of the shed you can see the back of our Vegemobile. So it's a converted pedicab. It's an e-bike. It's 100% sustainable.
That is amazing.
And it's insulated. I can try to open it up so we can see the inside of this as well. We got tables and things, everything we need to kind of get a farm stand up and running, minus the food and some of the other signage. But it's an insulated box that we can then bike this thing around anywhere in the community. Both of our Denver-based farms have one of these. And it allows us to set up farm stands anywhere, to get into apartment complexes that might be, affordable housing units, or even just coming to the school. We can bike it around to the front on days when the school's extra busy or something. So it's really cool. It's also really fun to ride. The tricycle's pretty cool, and it goes like 20 miles an hour, so it's pretty quick.
Oh my gosh, wow, that's super fast.
Yeah, and what we try to do at all those farm stands is we also invite folks from the community that might have a business they're starting. They might be a local artisan, they might be a baker. We have someone who's actually doing macrame plant hangers. So pretty minor things, but we're able to still uplift those and help people start their businesses here alongside us with this really cool community that we've been able to build with the farm being at the school.
And that is so great how you're able to use agriculture in such a positive way to connect everyone in the community as well as connect people with their food.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's really the big goal with all of us in agriculture, right? Is that we want to be able to connect people with where their food comes from so that people care about where it comes from. We, just like in natural resources or wildlife or anything like that, we want to protect the things that we're passionate about.
Yes, and I have the same mission, although I come from a much different background farming.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, cool. Well, that's really great. Do you want to keep walking and I'll show you some of the cool things
I'd love
we do
to.
here?
Thank you.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about how we got a lot of the fields covered right now with straw and leaves and even some coffee chaff. That's what this big bag right here is. Actually, it smells amazing. It's like, it doesn't smell like coffee. It's got a sweet smell to it. I know
really?
That folks online won't be able to actually, if you just want to like take a little bit, kind of don't sniff too much or so light goes in your nose, but coffee chaff works really, really well. It's kind of, if you know about composting, you always want to have some green and some brown material, nitrogen and carbon. Coffee chaff works really, really well at being that brown or that carbon aspect to it. And then then we get the green aspect and the actual coffee grounds, which are spread all around the place. So we have straw, leaves. Well, the coolest thing we're doing here, one of the most innovative kind of sustainable ways that we're managing our beds, is you'll see these here that have these big sticks laid up on top,
yes,
big logs along the side, and they kind of continue all the way this way. And if we keep going this way, we'll get to some of the older ones. But these are mushroom beds or mycelium beds.
Really?
Yeah, so we have been cultivating with a local person from the community actually within this neighborhood who's a mycologist. He came out when we were just starting to get started as a farm and was like, I would love to work with y'all. I would love to help figure out how we can get a whole row inoculated with really beneficial fungus that's going to help feed all of our plants. So while typically you don't want to plant in a whole bunch of mulch and sticks, because what happens is it slowly composts down, takes nutrients out of the soil and holds it inside of here until it breaks down all the way. Because we've inoculated it with mushrooms, it's oyster mushrooms and a few others that are edible. They might not actually ever produce, but their hyphae and their mycelium are just growing all throughout here, and it gives that perfect connection with plants to be able to reach down with their roots, make a connection with that fungus, and take the nutrients out of the soil. We had a 30% increase in yield in the tomatoes that we grew in these versus the rows we did outside of them.
Really?
It's been really, really cool. So we don't have any official study going on right now. We're looking for a partner who wants to come out and do a more scientific study of all of this, but we've really enjoyed kind of getting started with this and being on a local prototype, if you would. So it's
That's
very, very cool.
fascinating and,
Yeah.
and really amazing.
Yep. And I mean, that is in essence, we have our big hoop house. Oh my goodness, that's a hard word to say sometimes. Caterpillar on the far side. We have a small one on the other side of the farm as well. And both of those are what's going to help us get our season started a little bit sooner, going to help us even extend it a little bit. Oh, and we're also getting a visitor. So we have a farm cat because we're in a neighborhood. Her name's Bonnie. She is the sweetest cat in the world. I hope she comes out. She usually hears my voice or someone on the farm, and she's making her way. She'll be over here. We'll see her sometime. But yeah, this is the farm. It changes so drastically every year. We go from it looking kind of like this, where things are working really well. We're taking care of our soil. And then pretty soon we're going to start broad forking. We'll get the big broad fork in here because we don't till. Start rocking it back and forth, get our nutrients down into our soil, and then we'll start planting. And I would love to be able to send you pictures or have you all back out in the height of the season to see this all again, because it's just magical. As you know how farms go from these empty fields to these beautiful, especially with wheat. I can't even imagine. There's a wheat farm that I used to grow up by, and every windy day I'd go like watch the wheat field because it just looks like waves. It looks like the ocean.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. So, yeah, so we are primarily a vegetable farm. We do have chickens, but we don't sell our eggs. It's more of an educational purpose. Actually, our second graders in the school actually grow or raise the chickens from eggs in their classroom, get to see that experience. And then they get to go live in the garden, which is where we have the coop at, which is really cool.
That's amazing.
So they get to see the whole life cycle and how it's incorporated. But what we're actually producing here on the farm is all vegetables. So we do everything from greens to tomatoes to peppers to our root veggies. We really try to grow a wide variety of things because we're doing that CSA box in those farm stands. And growing just one item for us wouldn't really fit into our community as much. So we do a really diverse planting. Even within tomato varieties, we have 2, 3, 4, 5 different varieties of tomatoes we try to grow. And we try to grow it all with organic practices. Obviously, we can't say organic, we're not certified organic, but we really try to do everything we can to be as sustainable as we can and also as healthy as we can, not only for us as humans, but also for the earth around us.
Yes.
So my favorite thing we grow is probably kohlrabi. If I have to pick something that I love, it's the weirdest thing we grow. I don't know if you've ever seen a kohlrabi.
I don't believe I have.
Yeah, it's that weird. Most people haven't. It's in the brassica family, so it's related to broccoli and cabbage and just that huge giant family that's evolved so much. But it's this weird alien-looking bulb that's got these long leaves that come off the top of it, and it's delicious, but it also is like very strange. And I like being able to teach people about it, so that's why it's absolutely. We also do keep bees. We partner with local beekeepers as well. We really try to if we want to do something, we always try to partner with others to have them do it for us. And so with our bees, we partner with someone named Brian. He's a local beekeeper in the area. He actually has bees at both of our Denver-based farms. And he leads workshops for our interns as well as the kids of the school. So
that's really amazing.
Traditional rural like agriculture land. It was originally an alfalfa farm, so it's not the best for farming veggies. And what they've done in the last couple of years is they actually put in 5 acres of solar panels. And so what we've been asked to do is come in and grow underneath them, see what that's like. We really just want to see what we can do. We have a total of 3 acres that we're going to be farming up there. We're also going to open up a part of that land to be an incubator plot area. So anyone who wants to farm, who wants to learn how to farm, needs land, needs guidance, whatever it might be, we can help them supply that, help give them the guidance. Just the fact that there's a lot of these bigger organizations that are thinking about that and wanting to put in local food systems, local farms, into their communities is just really encouraging.
That is encouraging, and it's fantastic that you're really being a visionary moving forward. How can we use agriculture in different ways and the land that we have available to us to really promote education and connect people with their food?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, that's really what we want to do, is connect people with their food, make sure there's healthy and nutritious food for the community, protect the earth a little bit. Oh, here she comes.
Oh, we've got the farm cat.
Yep, so this is Bonnie. Bonnie, come here.
Aww.
She is the sweetest cat. She loves when people are on the farm. She lives in one of the houses that surrounds the farm. Bonnie, come here. She has a favorite chair on the farm that she likes to sit in. I know you just want to explore, huh? Do you want to say hi?
Hello.
Okay.
And what has the feedback been from the students?
Oh, they love it, actually. So again, I've only been here for about a year, but I've had about a full year of experience working with the students, and they're great. And it's just been a cool ride to be on, to figure out exactly like what the community wants from us, how we can continue adapting and changing.
And how can people support your organization?
Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, thank you for asking that. Well, we do have volunteer days. If you're in the Denver metro area, we'd love to have you out on any of our seasonal volunteer days. They happen on every Friday at each one of our farms from 10 to 12. We also have volunteer engagement happening on some weekends, and those all listed on our website, sproutcityfarms.org. And we'll also be able to pretty soon be welcoming people to our virtual cooking demonstration classes once we have our outdoor kitchen space and all of that. So those are ways that people can support us by just being part of our community. We do also have you can join our organization as a cultivator, which is a financial supporter of our organization, anywhere from like $5 to however much you'd like to donate each month. That's a great way. We have different donation campaigns throughout the year. As a nonprofit, different funding sources are really important to us. So donations from donors, getting grants from the government or other local nonprofits or foundations, it's really how we keep funded. And because of great support from our community, we're able to this year also start paying all of our interns.
Now we are in the garden where the students can actually grow their own vegetables and everything, and that is just amazing.
Yeah, so we work really closely with the school garden teacher. Her name is Tanya. She's wonderful. And whenever we bring kids out to the farm, whenever we bring students out to the farm, we try to teach them something that hopefully they can bring back to their garden. So you can kind of look around. We have a couple plots that are behind us here with numbers in them. We're kind of always trying to figure out what the best system is, but last year what we did is there was a bed for each class, and so they were able to kind of plant whatever they wanted to. If they wanted to have all peppers and do a salsa at the end of the semester, great. If they wanted to hang out with us on the farm and they had fun doing potatoes and they want to do potatoes, they can do that as well. And this was really intentionally put in place in mind with the farm so that they both could work together. This is like the practical implementation space of the skills they learn on the farm.
And what's really great is you can grow everything and then make something out of it at the end. So you can really see how food ties to the goods you're eating.
Absolutely, yeah. I know for a fact that some of the classes make salsa, they do jams, there's a berry patch around here. Yeah,
wow.
All kinds of cool things. And then they get to actually taste it right then and there. And that's one thing we always do on the farm. If we're ever harvesting something, we always want to have kids get to eat whatever they're harvesting. So,
yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And
yeah,
what is your background in agriculture?
Sure, yeah. So I got started in agriculture when I was in college. I was actually going to school for natural resources, but I had a job as a horticulturalist at a local garden center and just fell in love with it. Getting my hands dirty, working with plants, and talking to people about plants, which was what I really enjoyed. And so over the next few years, I got into the education world, kind of gained my experience being an educator, and then really was ready to get back into horticulture and start bridging those two together. So I'm an educational horticulturalist. I like to teach people about horticulture, teach people how to grow plants and where they come from. And yeah, and so I'm so happy to be at Sprout City Farms and getting to continue our mission here of having educational urban farms that perpetuate and extend the food system and help really drive the community wealth. So.
That's incredible, and thank you so much for what you do here.
Absolutely, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned a little bit more about how your food gets to your table. Make sure to like and subscribe, and if you'd like to learn more about Sprout City Farms, you can visit
SproutCityFarms.org. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
That's incredible. I will definitely be following. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you again for watching. Bye.
Bye.